Hello and welcome to Fashionology Today, your weekly fashion talk show, where we're going to meet designers and hear from creative directors as they're going to share their products and tell their stories during our live weekly 30-minute TV show, right here only on the Fashion Network. Today's guests, Ripple Yoga Wear, coming to us live from Israel. And don't forget, hats by Parker Thomas. Today's show is in memory of Noam Shalom. It is October 31st, 2023, and you're watching Fashionology Today. Hello and welcome to Fashionology Today, Season 4 finale episode. I was just talking about that means we've done at least 40 episodes, and that is all in part to all of our viewers around the world in 110 countries and growing. So thank you for making our network and my TV show such a hit. We are so grateful. Today, we're really excited to share with you two amazing people within the fashion industry. Let's bring together here a couple of them. We've got Adva Brunner from Ripple Yoga, and I see Thomas. There he is, Mr. Parker Thomas. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
It's good to be here. It's good to do good things.
It is. And it's great to, be able to spread awareness through the fashion industry in all sorts of ways. Parker, we're going to come back to you in just a little bit during the Tuesday trending segment.
All right. Sounds
good. Okay, here we go. So this is exciting. Today is the season finale. And we're talking to the founder and senior designer, Adva Brunner of Ripple Yoga Wear. How are you doing today?
Thank you. We're starting to do better because in Israel we had quite some weeks.
That's right.
But we're starting again to work and to share what we do, and
that's right.
Yeah,
it's such a confusing time, and today, especially here within our show, I think it's really exciting to share a company from Israel, and one that I personally love your clothing and wanted to speak with you directly, especially also because that you're an all-female run and owned apparel company.
Yeah, we are.
Of course, you've taken time.
And it's interesting thing. Today
yes.
We are actually celebrating Ripple's 8th birthday.
No way! That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is amazing. 8 years. Yeah. That's beautiful. May you have many, many more years of incredible success, and of course, good health. I know that it's been a struggle for Ripple Yoga. Losing someone so close to home, Noam Shalom.
Yeah.
We will talk about her in depth shortly. For now, I think it's really exciting for you to tell us about what brought you to create a yoga company in the first place.
Yeah, so just before Ripple Yoga Wear, I'm textile designer. I graduated Shankar College, which is the most famous one in Israel for fashion and textile, and I studied textile, and my major was knitting for fashion. That's how it's called.
Okay.
And I was working for a big company for the first 2 years, and I had my own brand since 2007. My first brand, I was selling it in Israel in a lot of designer shops, and then in 2009 I started to work with the American market. I had a showroom.
Wow.
And I had a showroom in New York that represented me, and I was selling my line. It was knitwear.
Okay. And
casual wear. And I didn't do yoga wear. I did mainly natural materials, but I did a lot of knitwear.
Okay.
And I was selling it mainly in the US, but not only. I had shops in Europe.
Wow.
And that's how I started with online and with the American market.
Now, I feel like your inflection with the American market, did things not go so well? Was it
No.
you had hoped for, or just
No. It was going really well, but
Okay.
I was doing trade shows with
it's a lot of
the
work.
showroom. I did trade shows twice a year in New York as part of the New York Fashion Week, and I started in 2010 or 2011 was my first show. And in the beginning, I had, as a small designer, as a small brand, I had each collection was the size of the collection was about like 12 to 15 items.
That's a lot.
And,
that's great. Yeah, that's a nice
but
capsule.
then, yeah, and it was good for me. But then each year or each season, the showroom and the shops asked for more.
Right.
More
carry through items, more of everything.
More of everything, and it grew to 20 items a collection, and then to 25 items a collection, and then to 30 items a collection.
Yeah.
And it grew, and it felt for me like we're chasing fast fashion.
Oh yeah. Yep.
To do like a lot of collections, a lot of items, a new drop, like they call it, every week.
Yep.
So they have a lot of things going on and dropping into the shops every week or every month. Right. And then in 2014, I think I asked myself, is this why you started? And is this why you're doing what you do?
Right.
And the answer was no, this is not what I meant to do. And this is not what I want to do. And I felt like I need to do things differently. I didn't have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I just knew that I'm not going to keep on doing it the same way. So,
I mean, that's incredible. And I want to hear more. We do have to take a commercial break, but what I think is going to be great to talk about when we come on the other side is taking that leap of faith and pivoting and telling us where you went with that. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Amazing.
Okay.
There's a couple things. There's a couple things I'd like to say to you. After all the crazy things that we've been through. I needed you in the dead of night, the wake of the day, first broken light. And blind I'd fall, I'd follow you. I never realized how much I needed you.
Comfort, what we deliver by delivering.
And welcome back to Fashionology Today, only on the Fashion Network. We're watching season 4 finale, and we're talking to Adva Bruner, founder and creative designer for Ripple Yoga Wear.
Hi.
Continue on. You basically, I feel like you're bringing us into sustainability and wanting to be more sustainable, and how important that is and was for you, 10, 12, 13 years ago. Which also brings us to that you manufacture your products in Israel.
In Israel, yeah. So
just through that.
I'll just go back a little bit to the beginning of Ripple Yoga Wear. So I had my previous brand, which I was doing casual and knitwear. And in end of 2014, beginning of 2015, I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to keep on doing the trade shows and keep on doing big collections twice a year. And I went to New York to actually close all the business that I did with the showroom. And I was telling them that I don't want to keep on doing what I do. I need to do things differently. I don't know exactly what. And every time I went traveling, I was practicing yoga in local studios. And I practiced yoga in New York. And at the end of one of the classes, a friend of mine that was coming with me told me, why don't we go and get you some yoga wear for yourself?
Right.
And we went around, we went into a few shops, we went into Lululemon, we went into all kinds of shops, and I tried on a lot of things, and everything was for me either too synthetic or too tight or too black or too bright and colorful. Nothing felt like something I want to wear during yoga classes.
Right.
And then my friend told me, why don't you get your own yoga wear line? And that was the first seed that started the whole thing of Ripple Yoga Wear. And exactly 8 years ago, in 2015, 30 or 31st of October,
Wow.
I launched the first collection. And in Ripple, we produce everything is from natural materials only, organic cotton modal. We manufacture everything in Israel. And we start if it's a new item, we start with a small batch that we test the things to see if our customers will like it or not.
Great.
And only when we see that everybody likes it, we will produce it in bigger amounts.
Incredible. So you are practicing, a sustainability type brand where you're printing on demand and you're starting with samples and fit models and going through the process. And it's a great way to work within the fashion industry. I think what a beautiful story. And being able to, your colors are very earthy and it kind of fits with what you've been talking about, which is
because I think as part of yoga is being calm our body, calm our breath, and with very bright colors.
Yeah,
just in front of my face, it didn't suit my belief that how yoga should look like and should feel. And the important thing for me was also to feel good in my body, and the natural materials feels good. They hugs you and they let your skin breathe with you while you practice.
Which is very important. A lot of people in the industry, they want silks and, they don't breathe, and then you're sweating and, to be able to produce, of course, an activewear brand and the yoga brand that is natural materials, of course, is just brilliant. We are going to switch gears a little bit. We typically do our Trending Tuesday segment at about this time. I'm going to bring in with us here. Hi, how are you?
Howdy, ma'am. How's it going?
Oh, we're good, thank you. So here we are. We are talking to amazing young man who's a third-generation hat maker, Mr. Hats by Parker Thomas. How you doing, Parker?
I'm doing good. I'm out here in South Carolina, teaching some women how to shape hats and start their own hat company out here.
Which is amazing. Reading, about your company. I spoke with you briefly before the show. You went to CU in Boulder, graduated, obviously, and you played football. But after an injury that you sustained, you needed to tell a different story than going to the NFL. And your hat, as you say, tell a unique story about each person that is wearing them.
Yeah, definitely. I like the sentimental piece about hats is I meet a lot of people who want me to fix and reshape their grandpa's hat that they had for a long time, and they can wear them that way. And, I grew up with my dad and grandpa shaping hats at rodeos, and that family thing for me pushes me forward.
So as a third-generation hat maker, does that mean the hats have changed styles and silhouettes over all these years?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just keeps it's like so simple where it came from. Shaping hats, it was more for functionality, and now it turned into some fashion. And I like the fashion and functional piece of hats. And my grandpa, you just tell his style was a little different from my dad's, and then my style is a little different than my dad's and my grandpa's. So I take a little bit of both.
That's incredible. You also are talking about, that we all have a unique space within the industry, and yours is the hat market, and that you're starting Hat Masters. Can you tell our viewers about Hat Masters?
Yeah, it's a family-owned, run company. My brother, he wasn't into hats, but he's now into it, and we are. It's a wholesale and training company, so
Okay.
Say you just want to have a side job, or you want to, start your own company, or you have a company already and you just want to learn about how to use your products or shape hats better.
It's great.
You can come to us. We'll teach you the ways we do it, and then you can take it and buy hats from us and do your own thing.
That's really neat. I love that. And I think it adds a different element, to creating hats.
Right.
For us, as we're talking Trending Tuesday segment here, hats are huge for fall. And
Right.
one of them is different feathers and variations of the brim. So are you using a lot of feathers and other items?
Yeah, and there are some cool feather hat bands out right now that was made famous by Urban Cowboy when that was out. There's a lot of feather hat bands in that movie, and
Okay.
now it's making a resurgence, which is pretty cool.
That
And
is
you can decorate it by branding. I'm not wearing the other hat that I usually wear. This is a hat actually these girls just made me, so I think that's cool. But
that is great.
this other company or my other hat, I do a lot of private groups, or
Sure.
I work at a lot of ranches and they have their own private label brands that you can do.
Yeah.
And you can brand it on the hat. So I kind of got a piece that I collected along the way.
That's
It fills
very
up the whole hat.
That is very cool. Thank you for being with us. I feel like I think I saw we had a question actually. Oh yeah, here we go. I normally put questions up towards the end, but we have a question for you. So we're going to put this up here. It says, what is the price range for your hats? Charlie Ross.
All right, cool. Yeah, I have a wool hat that's pre-shaped that starts at $175, or I have some straw hats that start around $100.
Okay.
And then depending on the material that you use and the quality of the hat, if you use rabbit or beaver or blends, it can get up to, a couple grand.
For sure. Yeah, I imagine so. Before we have to move back, and thank you for being with us on this Trending Tuesday segment. Everyone can go to hatsbyparkerthomas.com. Of course, you can go to thefntv.com and find on our Fashionology Today page a lot more about Parker Thomas custom hats. You wanted to let our viewers know about gift cards and...
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a big Black Friday sale. Just hop on my Instagram at Hats by Parker Thomas, and you can go to my website, and we'll be promoting the gift cards for the holiday season.
That is very cool. Oh, we have one more up from Mary Rigsby. Hats are cool and a great fall accessory.
Oh, the best.
That's awesome. Very true. Thank you so much for being with us. I know, Parker, it was a lot to ask for a quick segment today, but hopefully we're going to have you on season 5 and do a big 30-minute with you. So thanks again, and safe travels. We'll talk to you soon.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
All right, you too. Atma, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting, to be able to be here on season 4 finale and talk to multiple people and share so much information. We have to take one last commercial break. When we come back, we're going to put up Ripple Yoga Wear's best sellers and give that 20% off discount code. So we hope everyone will stay with us. We'll be right back.
Rise, entrepreneur. Take that first step towards freedom. So long to the old routine. Welcome to your new venture. There's an industry that needs disrupting. Ideas you should be challenging. It takes courage to do what you love. We'll help you begin your journey. As a business like you, dedicated to you, we can take on tomorrow together with a business account you could open today. Entrepreneurs across the UK. Start your business with Tide.
Yes, and we're talking to Adva Bruner with Ripple Yoga Wear. I'm going to add right here to the stage our best of Ripple Yoga Wear, and we're really excited to have these up here. Let's see. I'm going to actually minimize this giant Ripple Yoga, but we'll put it back up. So let's talk about our slides here. Jumpsuits. One of your favorites.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about it a little bit?
A little bit, yes. Go for it.
So the jumpsuit started because basically one of our customers asked us to do a jumpsuit, and then I didn't know what to do. And then I went to one yoga class with a lot of upside downs postures.
Yeah.
And that's where I figured out that the jumpsuit would be a good idea. And then I won't have to shove my t-shirt into the pants, and one piece helps a lot with this. So that's when I started our
and
class.
I like that it's both the wide leg and the slimmer silhouette. I mean, it doesn't matter what size you are; they fit both, and I think it's a great. It's great for what you're talking about. Jumpsuits are really relatively new. I mean, they really haven't been around that long. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Another bestseller, tops and bras. You've got a couple variations. The crisscross bra is one of your top ones. I guess we're showing it here in eggplant and pecan.
Yeah.
Two great
Yeah,
colors.
exactly. And in Ripple, we have classic items that have been with us from the first collection, and this bra is one of them. It's a classic item that everybody loves. Yeah. And we have it in 3 different fabrics. This is the modal fabric, which comes in, I think, 5 colors. And then we have organic cotton fabric, and we have the stonewash cotton.
Oh, it's great. I actually personally prefer any of my bras to be the crisscross or racerback.
Yeah.
Because, they don't come off as easy, moving around your shoulders. Your slouchy yoga short and pants.
Yeah, in the photo, it's our new, it's kind of a harem jogger, as we call it. It's a wider pants. We found that a lot, like the classic brand has tights or leggings as the basic items and maybe bestsellers, but I figured that a lot of women prefer to practice in a more looser shape.
Sorry, in America, we basically call them like drop crotch pants. And Adva, my jeans, they're actually an Israeli brand.
Amazing.
Yep. Well, I mean, Israel has incredible fashion. Nilly Lotan jeans that are my favorite are very similar to your yoga pants, just a drop crotch, but slimming at the bottom, a cigarette style at the bottom.
Yeah, and it's a looser fit. It gives you the freedom to move.
Comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We only have 6 or so minutes left, so we got to keep moving. But I want to make sure everyone knows that they can get a 20% out discount on full-priced items only. Of course, there's even more to talk about, like you can't have it on top of the 15% off or 10% that's going on.
Exactly. We have 15% going on our new limit. It's a kind of limited edition. It's a new collection that we made for fall, and it has 15% off. So the code doesn't go on top of the 15% off.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. So I think that makes a lot of sense. I hope we have a lot of viewers that go and check out Ripple Yoga Wear and use this coupon. The code after the show will then be in our member portal. So make sure you get that. And, in a minute, we're going to talk a little bit more about Noam Shalom, a life that was taken far too soon. And, with that, we have a little bit of we have a little video to play real quick, and I'll be right back.
Yeah. Sure.
It's there's a lot going on right now in Israel, and for you to be able to be with us today in spite of not only what's going on in and across Israel, but to one of your own, it really means a lot to me personally. And I mean, I can't imagine losing someone that you see daily, with your company. It must be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, actually I knew her from, I think, since she was 17 or so. One of her dreams was to be a fashion designer.
Wow.
So she came to my studio for private lessons. Even before she went to the army service in Israel, women has to go to the army for 2 years. So before she was 18, before she went to the army,
Wow.
she took some private lessons. And then as in the minute that she finished her army service, she called me and she said, I want to come work for Ripple.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of know her along the way in a lot of different
Sure.
scenarios, and so she was working with Ripple. She was working in the studio of Ripple with all the amazing women here, and she was always a positive person, smiling, dancing, putting good music and good vibe. She was very colorful. She was very fashionable.
Yes.
She had a lot of style. And in the beginning, she was like a general employee in the studio. She did everything.
Mm-hmm.
And as times went by, we felt that, and she studied a lot, and she developed her, I think, fashion sense and style a lot. And then after, I think, 2 years, she went into running our social media.
Wow.
So she was in charge of the Instagram, and she was doing a lot of the photo shoot days. She was doing the styling for the photo shooting day, and she was in charge of them in while the photo shoot was going on. She was doing the styling on the set
From beginning to end.
Yeah, and she was with the photographer, looking at everything, seeing that everything came out like she wants it to be. She was very young but very talented.
And
I know her.
You knew
I know
that she was, and you trusted her, and
Yeah.
and she was able to be more product development. It sounds like, and
Not really, but more of
with the social media.
more like stylist,
Yes.
in-house stylist
There
kind
you
of.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
it's just tragic, right? It's a
Yeah.
tragic situation.
She's too young. She's
Too
too young. She had so many things to keep on
Yes.
doing, and
Of course.
I know
Well,
all
we're-
of the family, so it's
Not easy.
yeah, exactly. It's not easy for.
And of course, we will continue, as we always say, to have her memory be that of a blessing.
Yeah.
Of course. With only a couple minutes left, I do want to try to get to a couple questions that are for you. It says, here we go. Do you ever produce prints for yoga wear, or always colors? We talked about that a little earlier, but
Yeah, we did. No, we do solid colors only. We have our staple stone wash, which is a little bit like, but it's not
a
printed.
little muted. Mhm.
Yeah, but we don't do prints. No.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it in the future, but not yet.
Okay. And I like this one. Do you think you will create children's yoga?
Ooh, that's. I never thought about it, but but it's an idea. I might think about it.
Well, maybe soon.
Yeah.
We're really out of time.
Okay.
It's been such
Thank
a
you so
pleasure.
much.
We're
Thank
very
you so
excited
much for
to
the time.
manufacture in Israel. That sustainability is so important to Ripple Yoga Wear. We're just excited to share who you are as a company, that you're all woman owned, an all female company. And that is super powerful, because that is the Fashion Network as well. I own the company, and we are proud to be a woman owned company as well. For
Amazing.
everyone watching, it's been such a great season 4 finale. Thank you to Parker Thomas Hats and Ripple Yoga Wear.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we will be back in season 5 coming up in January. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, there's pecan turtles, pecan bear claws, pecan fudge, there's pecan toffee, there's pecan coffee, roasted pecans, pecan pesto, pecan streusel,